Hi everyone, it's Luke here from Weekend Tour Pros, and in today's video we are reviewing these. It's the Cleveland Launcher XL Halo irons. Now these are going to be an interesting one. You're either going to love them or you're going to hate them. So let's get down to the fitting bay, tell you a bit more about them and give them a hit. Okay, so just got down to the fitting bay and I've got the Cleveland Launcher XL Halo in my hands for the first time, and my first impressions are, I don't think I've ever seen a golf club like this before. Now, I have seen the previous incarnation of it. I have actually hit the 5-iron version of that when I was comparing whether I should have that or a hybrid in my bag at the time, but it is just completely out there. It's like an iron that's then had a hybrid bolted onto the back of it. That's the best way I can describe it. So looking at it from the top, you've got a really chunky sort of thick top line, the thickest I've seen, and then you've got kind of this hybrid bit that sticks out the back of it, and it is a dark color, so it kind of is designed to not sort of stand out as much against the bright kind of chrome or the alloy on the face. But it does, it really does. At the bottom, the sole is huge. You know, I'm sort of putting this up against my hand now. It's about 2.5 of my fingers wide at the thickest part of it. But again, if you're someone watching this video, you're looking at these clubs for a reason. You want to have fun, and I think we as golfers, we've got too much of an ego. We want to hit these clubs that look really sleek and look like blades that the professionals play, and you know, I think we're all guilty of that. But once you get 5 or 10 yards away from your playing partners, you can't see what they've pulled out the bag anyway. All clubs look the same from that sort of distance, in my opinion. Maybe these ones would stand out a little bit more, but if these allow you as a golfer to get out there, have fun, enjoy the game, and at a reasonable price point, why shouldn't these be made? I think Cleveland, the only ones out there doing it, they're a little bit out of the box, and I think they're probably getting a good bit of market share on these irons because they keep making them, right? And they wouldn't make them if they weren't selling and people weren't using them. And I know from watching reviews of the other set that came out a few years ago, people love them. There's kind of quite a cult following towards these, and I think they had a set of them that came out many moons ago, and there's quite a cult following towards them. Really keen to see how they perform, how they sound. I'm expecting it to sound and perform just like a hybrid, if I'm honest with you. See how it compares to my Titleist T200. Also interested in the graphite shaft to see if there's any extra speed that comes out of it. I'm expecting this to pop the ball up quite high, probably a little bit low spinning, but hopefully some good numbers on there, and hopefully allowing a certain type of golfer to get out and enjoy the game. Let's give it a hit. Okay, I've pulled the first one down the right hand side. Performed like any other iron, if I'm honest with you. Didn't go that high, 64.9 feet, carried 146 yards, span at 5,048, land angle at 39.9. Wasn't a really good hit, and that might be the strength of these clubs, is I didn't hit it very well, and actually you'd probably take that as a 7-iron, not hit very well. So let's just see how a few more go. Again, I've hit that quite thin, which isn't great, but it's managed to still get in the air. It's managed to still carry 147 yards, still span at 5,400, launching obviously low and land angle low because of the strike I had. So I haven't hit one very well with it yet, but let's see what happens if we do get one out the middle. There we go. That is what this iron is all about. Popped up in the air. Looks like it's landed quite good. There we go, we've hit a good one, 155.5, 5256 on the spin, landing at 44, launching at 18.2. This is exactly in the ballpark of any other 7-iron that I have hit. So, interesting so far. I'm not getting anything crazy out of it, but it is performing as good as any other 7-iron I've hit. Again, probably not the cleanest strike, probably gone a little bit low and thin. 147 yards, 5596 on the spin, launching 15.2. So yeah, quite low launching, but I'm putting that down to me. I'm probably not hitting it that great, if I'm honest with you today. Again, that's a much better hit. Pulled it a little bit, but a lot higher. I won't expect it to have gone a mile though. Didn't get the feel it had gone a mile. Oh, it has. 158.3 because of the pull. Good. 4683, 16.7 on the launch, 41 on the land angle. That's good. They're really good. Like I say, it's not going to be to everyone's taste. I think it's targeting a certain demographic. I didn't think it was targeting me, but the fact I'm not hitting it that great tonight, I'm probably a good use case for this at the moment. There we go. That is what this club is all about. That's really good. That's popped really high. Now this will be interesting because that did pop high, which is what this club's intended to do. How far has it gone? 152, peak height 80 feet. So now we're seeing what it's capable of doing. Spinning at 5494. So that was really good performance there. That's what I would want this club to do for me. Height, spin, launch, land angle, and decent carry numbers. That's what I would want for me if I was to game this club to make me even think about putting it in the bag. Let's see if we can hit a few more of them to finish. There's another. I've got the feel for it now. That's almost an identical shot to the last one, so let's see what the numbers perform like. 153.8, almost landed on top of it. Spin is almost identical, 5456. Peak height almost identical, 79.4 feet. Land angle also in 44 degrees again. Two shots back to back, almost identical. Now that is how they felt, and that is how they've come out on the TrackMan. So that is promising. Really, really like to see that. I really like those last two. Not as good as the last two, but still a good strike. Probably a couple of yards shorter, maybe like high 140s. 145, spinning a little bit higher there. 5897, peak height a little bit lower. Launch at 16.4, land at 41.2. Again, good numbers, really good numbers. Oh, that's so good. I like this. Oh, if you're new to golf, give them a go. Like, it's great fun to hit. It really is. 152.3, spinning at 5362, peak height 74, launching at 17.3, land angle 42.8. Like, 3 of the last 4 have been really, really comparable because I've got a knack for it now, and it's good, it's consistent, it's fun, it's easy to hit, because even the bad ones at the beginning were still getting out there like 130, 140, even though I was thinning them. Like, that's exactly what you want in one of these irons. Again, probably not as good as the couple ago, but it's out there, it's launched, it's popped up. It was probably thin again. I'm probably hitting a lot quite thin tonight. I'm sure when we look at the strike location, it'll be quite low on the face. But it's still gone 146 yards. It's still coming at 39 degrees of land angle, and it's got some good spin on it at 5489 for a 7-iron in this kind of category. So it can't all be bad, right? Oh my. Just did a little pull draw there with it, but it's gone, again, a good distance. I expect that to be longer. 158.1, peak height 81 feet, spinning at 4.5, so it's a little bit lower spin because I've probably pulled it a little bit. Launching at 19 degrees, landing at 4. Like, come on, let's give them a hit, because I'm not hitting that great tonight. I'd probably be able to make a score using these with the golf swing I've delivered tonight. I probably wouldn't with some more sexy looking irons that maybe don't have as much forgiveness. I just want to hit a couple more, I really do. It's a shame, it's another pull. It's another pull, but it's at 153.8 yards. Okay, the spin's at 4926, that isn't great. But launching at 14 degrees, landing at 37.5. Okay, a low pull shot. It's a bad one, but it's performed okay, right? And that's a great one to finish on. A really good shot to finish on. I feel like that one's down the middle. 153 yards, 5580 on the spin, 16.9 on the launch, 42.9. Look guys, it's not a great looking golf club. That's my personal opinion. I don't love the look of it, but I love what it's capable of doing. I love who it's targeting. I want to get the data home and compare feel v real. I don't think it's outperforming my own game, my 7-iron at the moment, but what I do think is I've not hit the ball very well tonight, and I've hit quite a lot of shots with this club, and even the bad ones are still going over 140 yard carry with a 7-iron, and they're still getting up in the air a bit more than I would expect them to. So it's doing what I expect the club to do. It's just really easy to hit, it's really confidence inspiring. It feels like you're just popping a hybrid around the golf course. I think if you're new to golf, or if you're trying to get someone into golf and they want to get a set of clubs and they're not bothered about what clubs look like, they haven't got that ego, get them to give these a try. Like, more manufacturers need to be making golf clubs that make the game easier. Like, I think Super Game Improvement irons are trying to do that, and from hitting a lot of them, I think they are. But these are just so easy to hit. Like, I haven't got a really good golf swing today, and these are just effortless. So let's go home. Let's compare the feels in the bay to the real data, and let's see what the numbers say and if I'm still feeling the same. Okay, so just got home and had a chance to look at the data in a bit more detail. And what you'll see here, first of all, is the comparison between the shots I hit with the Cleveland Launcher Halo XL, which is shown at the top, and a batch of shots I hit with my own Titleist T200, which is shown at the bottom. I hit those shots just before filming for baselining purposes. You'll see here on the left-hand side, club head speed is exactly the same. Ball speed is fractionally higher with the Cleveland Launcher, which is exactly what they're designed to do. The carry number is down, but that is because it's got all shots included. And as you saw in the video, I did hit a couple of really bad shots, and my strike wasn't that great on the day. The spin rate, however, was really impressive. Exactly what these golf clubs are designed to do is pop the ball up in the air, bit of extra spin to help it do that, which was really fantastic to see. Although the launch angle, the peak height and the land angle are not as good as my Titleist T200, again, I do think that's because of my strike. And if I just take you over to this second set of data here, what I've done here is removed the 5 worst shots from the batch that I hit with the Cleveland Launcher Halo XL, kept the best 10. And if we just look at those 3 data points, you'll see the launch angle, the peak height and the land angle is far more comparable to the batch of shots I hit with my own Titleist T200, whilst all of the other data points we've just talked through have stayed really the same, and actually that carry number has come up very slightly and just taken over my Titleist T200 too. Always like to show you my dispersion. One thing I really liked about this is you saw me in the video say on a couple of occasions that I felt like I'd hit a similar shot to the shot I hit immediately before. And you can actually see that here. There's actually 5 different batches of shots where there's 2 shots almost identical on top of each other, which just shows the consistency of this golf club and something I really like about it. Finally, I did feel like I was striking the Cleveland Launcher a little bit low on the face, a little bit thin throughout the shots. You can see that here on the right-hand side when you compare it to the strike location on my own Titleist T200. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of the video now, and I just want to give you my concluding thoughts. Now, first of all, I think we need to remind ourselves who these golf clubs are being marketed at. Cleveland are unashamedly trying to market them a certain type of golfer, that being the new or beginner golfer who needs absolutely maximum help, forgiveness, etc. The golfer who is a really keen golfer but doesn't want to get into all the technicalities of their golf clubs and just wants something with maximum forgiveness and ease of hit. Or thirdly, the golfer is looking for a lot of value. Now these irons are only £549 for a set of them. I think that's from a 6 iron to a pitching wedge, which in today's climate is absolutely brilliant value compared to all of the other irons that are out there. So if you put yourself in the shoes of one of those kind of clients, or if you're one of those people watching it down the lens, I think these should be on your test list. I think you'll absolutely love them. For me personally, I don't fall into any of those brackets, so they probably aren't marketed towards me, and that's why, as much as I love how easy they are to hit, and I love some of the performance we saw, that extra bit of spin that we were seeing, the good carry numbers despite the fact I didn't have my best swing on the day, I personally just can't see past the looks. I absolutely love hybrids. I've got hybrids in my golf bag, but having my irons all look like that and the sound they make being kind of, you know, that tingy sound of a hybrid even with an iron, that's something that I personally wouldn't choose. But I think these are going to be a little bit like Marmite. You're either going to love them or you are going to hate them, and I'd love to hear your comments down below to see which category you fall into. Are you a lover or a hater? Now finally, all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for watching the video. If you do like it, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. It really does help me, and do consider subscribing to the channel because there's lots more content like this coming soon. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.